Good evening everyone, welcome back to another video, and in today's video it's a good one. It isn't taking the TRX4 truck out on the trail that I did promise you all. It's actually another repair one. I know. Probably a few... What were it now? A few weeks ago we did a video on the Arrma Outcast and I absolutely binned it. The first drive on the DIY track. I binned it and it was making a weird crunchy noise. Well, today is the day. We're going to put the drive shaft back in and let me show you right now. As you can see, Arrma Outcast on the table, ready to work. And up here, don't think you can see because of the lighting, one of the drive shafts have popped out. So what we're going to have to do, get this wheel off, probably take a few screws out underneath that. It should lift one of the top arms up and we can just slot the drive shaft back in. That's how easy I think it'll be. Realistically, will it be that easy? Probably not, but let's get into the video and let's start stripping the Arrma Outcast 6S out. Bosh. For a big job, we're going to have to get the fucking big boy tools out. We're going to strip this wheel off and then we're going to have a look. Potentially a couple of screws. As long as I don't drop this on my toe, we'll be alright. Because I've not got steel toe caps on. This is a big heavy tool. This is why I've been thinking of selling some of the big cars, because of stuff like this. I've got a low C5T that's potentially for sale, and also, boom, also a Savage Octane that I'm potentially going to sell. I know, Octane, low C I'm 90% sure I'll sell because I don't use it, it's just sat there. I've had me fun with that. Where I used to live, we actually could take it places quite close. Where I live now, like, travel distance, not so much. But if I do get a car that I can drive, I don't know. Realistically, I'm probably going to go out more places, so is it worth keeping it? Because, who knows? One the wheel. Firstly, I don't really like these, look. So they've got this car has been already upgraded and it's had a spacer put on. Not by much, but I just don't, I don't like that gap there. I think that just looks shit, to be honest. I think my dog's trying to get Leo. Bro, do you mind? No. No. What a bitch. Nelly. Leave it. Leave it. You little... Aren't you? You can't take the wheel. So this screw should come out here. So if we take this screw out now, that should become loose. Don't know why that's quite got a C-clip on there. That's doing nothing. That should come loose, which means this should come loose, which means we should be able to just tuck this drive shaft back in that hole. So we need an Allen key. That's about as big as that. So plan is get this nut off here. These are pretty easy, to be honest with you. It's a pretty easy fix. It's only a short video. That is probably not going to move. Got to undo these. I think these are called toe links. Not sure though. I said it in my last video. I think they're called toe links. Could be wrong though. So we'll unscrew that, bang them two out, leave that all as one. Then that should become loose. That's my thinking. So we're just going to bang these two out now. And then once these two are out, it should make this fall off. But you know what my plans go like? They don't seem to always work. Usually when you start trying to fix a car, you think it's going to be a big easy job, and then next minute, it's turned into a massive job and the whole thing's stripped apart. So that's what I'm hoping not to happen. By the looks of it, drive shaft is the problem on this truck. Because it might, I don't think it was out when we took it out for a spin, but there is a potential it was out. So, because it's not something I checked. So as you all know as well, we've got a McGarvin to look at. We've got a HPI Savage XS to look at, because that's what we spoke about. The XS will be the next one. I didn't expect to do this one, but I thought we'll do it now, because this one's a quick fix, he says. So we'll get this one over and done with. And then once this one's fixed, we can then fix the XS. The XS is going to be a very, very good one. The XS is such a good truck. There's a trail where we can go, and the TRX4 would be so good up there. And then I've been speaking to my sister. She's got RCs as well, so this is good. But I've been talking to her, and we're going to go to a quarry with the big ones, like the 1/5s, and not my X-Max anymore, because the X-Max is still broke, so it's missing a battery. So not the X-Max. Screw, done, boom. One more. Get this one bashed out, and then we'll bring you back once we can see the drive shaft. And let's fingers crossed there's no damage on the drive shaft. So I thought we'd be able to just pop the ball joint off, but apparently not. So there's another screw in here that actually screws this little section off there, which is, I'll be honest, it's pretty cool, but it's a bit more than I thought it'd be. Is this what it's like being a mechanic? I want to screw. Oh, we might not have to take it. Right now. Okay, fucking hell. Spacer. Ball joint. Bosh. Right, so my plan is now, that doesn't move at all. Literally has zero play in it. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it does. It's just fucking stiff. Never heard of lube. Right, so the plan is just to slot her. Oh, lovely. Lovely, does it? Slot her back in there. So what we had to do, you can't see on camera, but up there, there's a cup that the drive shaft fell out of all the way up there. It's a bit dark and you can't see it, so sadly, it is what it is. But now, we just screw this back on. Easier said than done. This is going to be a bitch. I can tell you that now. Some jobs you just know are just difficult, and some are alright, some are just difficult. And this one's not difficult as such. This one's what I class as fiddly. Because you've got to, when you deal with RCs, everyone will know this, you've got to be an octopus, not disabled. Because you've got to be able to put stuff, like how are you meant to hold this, screw that, and make sure it's straight with a ratchet? Like, come on. Like, seriously, bro. This was like the TRX4 the other day when I was rebuilding that. I had to have... The problem is you're going to have that, you can't... you bastard. Once it's bit, you're alright, aren't you? Might go in slightly. And I don't know how that goes back on because I've already forgot. But we'll get there. They should stop that noise that you heard on the video when it was going all crunchy. So, hopefully, fingers crossed, this is alright now. Right, so now we just screw in the... This is like the ball joint cover, basically. It's absolutely fucking pointless, I'll be honest with you, but a lot of cars have started having these now, and I can't get it in. It's always good to know. Fuck off, you little bastard. Told you. You need fucking bare hands, mate. Okay, now. Why is that dead time? That was not dead time, but now... Maybe it just wasn't fully connected properly. Because that is super tight. And then we've got to figure out how you put the toe link back on. Right, that's not fucking coming out. The bottom one doesn't look very tight though, so might just have a look at tightening that up while I'm here. That bottom one had a few turns in, and if it has a few of my turns in, then it is a bit loose actually. So now it's just a case of screwing this in. I'm calling it the toe link. I'm not really sure what it's called, but I'm calling it the toe link. Just 2 screws. So when this one's fully tight, the other one should actually bite. Which isn't too shabby, to be fair. And then we'll be ready. We'll be cooking on gas. We need to take this car back out, to be fair. Once the drive shaft's in, we could take this back out, because we've got... We can't run it on 6S yet, but we can run it on 4S, and to be fair, 4S was absolutely lethal. A lot quicker than I thought on 4S, so 6S. Am I trustworthy? Probably not. Should we do 6S? Probably so. All we need is one 3S. I've got one 3S battery, I just need the other 3S battery. And once we've got it, fucking winning, mate. We're winning. Nearly there. I'm hoping this does solve the problem. Which I think it will, because I can't imagine that drive shaft coming out like with me crashing it, realistically. Right, so it's just a case of bank wheel on now. Once wheel's on, it's just a case of give it a little test whip once we're ready to, really, and then the Outcast is done. That was a lot, I would say, quicker than I thought. That's the thing with wheel spacers. They just, I personally just don't think wheel spacers are that good, but as you can see, the dog's fucking loving it. Yeah, you. Well, yeah, no, we're get the big boy tool back out. Arrma Outcast, basically completed, bruv. Ready for its next major voyage. Hopefully, Hopefully, I'm going to say this now, this would be a beast at the quarry. So I'm hoping when I speak to my sister and we take the RCs out, I'll take this one with me. Because this is a fucking... Like, when we had it in the garden, I was only probably giving, what, 3/4 of a throttle? Nothing too much. And even I was like, what? And the X-Max, when I first got the X-Max made me, like, go, wow. But this, different level. Different level. The only other car that I was almost scared of using is when I first got the X-Max. I was a bit scared of that, because that's a lot of power. Or the HPI Trophy, surprisingly, always makes me a bit, because that fucking thing is rapid. Just want to say thank you to everyone who watches the videos. Thank you to everyone who subscribes. And I'll screw this wheel on, and then we'll catch you in the next video. Thank you all for watching.